What's up, everybody? I want to thank you for tuning in with the Catching Up with Coach show. We have a very exciting show for you. We'll be talking about the growth of girls and women basketball. I had some powerful, influential coaches from our area coming in to sit with us today. But what I want to talk about in my opening is the power of unity and togetherness and us being on one accord in the community. It takes so many different leaders, different mentors, different coaches, different teachers, and people from different walks of life with different life experiences to come together to make our communities a better place to live. It's all about being selfless and about putting others before yourself and seeing where you can help improve things. And if I think people have more of a less selfish approach to things, it will help our community abroad. So let's just continue to keep that in mind, that there's strength in numbers and there's strength in unity. This show is brought to you on behalf of Positive Vibes Community Group. We're a nonprofit in South Jersey, centered out of Millville, New Jersey, where we serve youth and families. And some of our themes is, I'm the standard, not a statistic. Kings over gangsters. We believe in giving back. We believe in leading with love, hope, peace, and understanding. And just being, a source of light in the community and a source of hope and something that people can lean on to know that they have advocates that are helping them and fighting for them and praying for them and just trying to make the community somewhere that we can live and thrive, somewhere that's clean, somewhere that continues to help it be conducive for our kids learning. Because if the kids don't see us pulling in the right direction, then it's going to be hard for them to pull in the right direction. So again, you can follow us, subscribe to our website at www.positivevibesnj.com. We're on social media. Just support us, follow us, and get involved. We'll be turning it over right now for our segment of Azzy's Thoughts. I'll talk a little bit about school life now as a teen in high school. This is your sophomore year. So how is it going for you so far this year?
Good.
Good. So what are some things that you see the school implementing now that you think is real helpful for students and student life that you would say from your opinion? Is it things that they may be helping with as far as agendas, Chromebooks, all those different type of things, technology?
Chromebooks. I think they got new Chromebooks and all that.
Nice. How do you think that helps students stay organized?
I don't know.
Especially like for kids that may not have computers at home. Their parents may have financial issues, and then they get to have that provided from the school. You think that help keep track of everything that you need?
Yeah.
Cool. What about what's some video games out now that kids are playing?
College football, 2K. Not sure of any others.
Cool. What about the fashion sense? What is kids wearing nowadays?
Like running shoes and sweatpants and all that.
Cool. What kind of brand of running shoes?
Asics, New Balances, and Nike.
What about the Walmart shoes?
Nah.
Was that last year?
Yeah.
I know a lot of people was wearing like this basic like $20 Walmart shoes. They not wearing them this year?
Nah.
What about music? Who's a hot artist right now besides Kendrick Lamar? Do you feel as though kids are listening to now more of hip-hop, R&B? What's the big thing right now?
I would say hip-hop.
Hip-hop still leads?
Yeah, but I'm more of like an R&B type person.
Cool. What make you think you lean more to R&B versus hip-hop?
It's more calm. Like slow music too. Like it still has a beat, but like it's calm still, and it has a message like every time.
Cool. So what you would say, you more of a lover than a fighter?
Yeah.
Cool. That's what's up. So everybody, that was Azzy for Azzy's Thoughts. I want to give a couple shout outs. We had a bridge walk last Friday, man, and that's awesome. So if you ever get a chance, make sure you go to the Benjamin Franklin Bridge, walk over and just see the scenery. You can see the Camden waterfront, the Philly waterfront, the backdrop of both cities, and it's awesome. It's amazing. I'm not going to front. I did get a little bit of noodle legs, going up, but I'm telling you, it was amazing. Once you get over the fear of falling and just the heights, I'm telling you, it's something that's breathtaking. Once you get to the top and you get to see, people sailboating, people on their ski boats, sailboats. I mean, it's just amazing. The day that we went, it was great weather and just good vibes. I mean, people was jogging, walking, riding their bikes, riding their electric scooters, all different type of things, man. I mean, it definitely was an amazing thing. But the only thing, the mistake that we made was we went over and we didn't know that the bridge had a lockup time. So, we walked across, explored Philly a little bit, went out to dinner, got something to eat, pizza, Philly cheesesteaks, different things like that. But when we came to walk back, the actual gate to go back across to Jersey was locked. So we had to get on the New Jersey Transit, man. That was an experience in itself. So that was fun. A lot of the kids never rode the transit, so we was able to ride back to Jersey and get back that way. And the stop was right where we parked at, so that all worked out. Also, we had God in the Park this past Saturday. I mean, that was amazing. That was powerful. We had so many different people come out from different churches, different backgrounds, black, white, Hispanic, all worshiping together, and that was cool. I want to give a shout out to Pastor Will Turner, Pastor Franco, Pastor Dingle, Pastor Apostle Manning, Pastor Lightfoot, and their respectful ministries, and Pastor Boyd. They came out. They did an awesome job officiating, sharing whatever God had laid on their heart. So we want to keep that going for years to come. God in the Park. We had singing, dancing, and so many people shared their testimonies, and a lot of people got set free from different things that is plaguing their life. So again, we want to just continue to do things as a community group to lift up our community. Then this past Sunday, we had Down the Street Battle. This is our 4th year doing it. Before the games would be in Vollen the past 3 years. This year we actually had it in Millville. And the reason why we had it in Millville this year was because we were celebrating the new freshly painted courts at City Park in Millville, Waltman Park, that our community group adopted. And shout out to Rare Causes. They did an awesome job of painting the courts, resurfacing it with the theme of the city with thunderbolts. You can go to our Facebook and our website and see the pictures from that past event. Again, that was the Down the Street Battle. So give a shout out to the Kinseys, Nicole and Paris, Chris Wilson of Sound Mind, Sound Body, Positive Vibes. And we want to give a big shout out to the parents on both sides, the city of Millville, city of Vollen, everybody coming together. We had over 300 plus people packed in the park. I mean, it was beautiful. Bouncy houses, face painting, competitive basketball games. And again, we want to continue to keep that game going as well. And the reason why we do Down the Street Battle is because we're supposed to be 2 rivalry cities, Vollen and Millville, but we want to continue to show that solidarity and community togetherness, that even though we're coming together in sport, that don't mean we have to be rivals in the community. So let's just continue to work together to make our community a better place to live across city lines and across ethnic groups. All right, so we'll be back after these messages. Make sure you stay tuned with the Catching Up with Coach show for our positive highlight segment, and we're going to have some powerful, influential coaches on talking about the growth of girls and women's basketball.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
Many people treat their health like a game. With Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Just select from our specialties and schedule online, by phone, or on our app. Our entire team communicates with one another, so everyone works together on your total health. Plus, we make it even easier with all of these additional benefits. Level up your health with us. Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great health care for everyone.
There's a lot of books that our children read. There's even more our children are taught from in schools. Do you know what's in those books? Do you know what your children are being taught? What if it's something contrary to the Bible and what you believe? It's time to check and speak up to make sure what your children are being taught agrees with the Bible.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
More than a century ago, General Tire was born, right here in America. Since then, we've made a name for ourselves by making tires you can depend on. Tires built to handle any road this country can throw at them, and relied on by every kind of driver. So you know that no matter where life takes you, with General Tire, anywhere is possible.
What's up, y'all? We back with the Catching Up with Coach show. We have some powerful guests on, influential coaches on the high school level, college level, and we're just going to get into the conversation. We have a young lady here who's coming up in 5th grade now, balling, developing, and we just hope to continue to support her career and, again, just continue to create that atmosphere where she could continue to thrive as a young student athlete. So our first question is, let the people know who you are, and we could just go around a round table, starting with you, Coach Sarge.
Good evening, everyone. I'm George Lennon. I'm the head coach of Rowan College, South Jersey, and Cumberland Women's Program. This is the beginning of my 3rd year. I'm a part of the Cumberland County community, and I just want to, continue to enhance women's athletics, as well as more so for me for basketball, but women, and we're trying to empower the young lady to play more basketball.
Awesome.
Time?
Yep.
I am Ashley Cornwall, also known as Ashley Durham. I am the new head girls coach at Vineland High School, and like I said, it'll be my 1st year. Prior to that, I coached at Wildwood Catholic with Coach Steve DePatry. And previous then, I was the head coach at Cumberland County, now known as Rowan College.
That's awesome. You young lady?
Hi, my name is Dalia. I'm 10 years old, and I'm a point guard in basketball.
Awesome.
The GOAT.
Uh-huh.
All right, so I guess it's my turn.
Yep.
All right, I'm Alexis Harrison. I'm a Goldie Beacom alumni, class of 2023, and also a Millville High School alumni, as the kids will call me Coach 1K. Yeah, I'm a real bucket, but that's just here. I'm here to just show that. I'm a coach. I'm a coach with Coach JT, with his Lady Royalty AAU, starting to build a program in Millville for the girls that needs to learn the fundamentals of basketball. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. And with that, getting into the conversation, women basketball has a lot of momentum and attention being brought to it right now with the likes of Clark, Aja Wilson. How can we continue in our community to piggyback off of that momentum and keep it going, in your opinion, Coach?
From my opinion, I think the one thing that will keep the momentum going is to continue to have quality basketball. That's what made the last 2 or 3 years with LSU and all the programs South Carolina is quality basketball. Not that it wasn't always quality basketball, but now with the advent of the internet and the flamboyant styles of the coaches, they all are different from Dawn Staley. You got the LSU coach, the Texas coach, Mississippi State. All the coaches have their own, their characters and their dynamics has transfused into their players. So I think at our level, starting off with 5th graders coming up, we need to teach the fundamentals of basketball. And when they get to the high school and the college level, their skills will keep this going. And that's the one thing that I think people don't understand. When you see the Caitlin Clarks and the Angel, they all 40 minutes there on the TV, but they put hours and hours of work behind the scenes before they get on TV, before they're in the NCAA, before they're in high school, when they're AAU programs, they're in their driveways. Their parents are building basketball hoops in their driveway. They're paying coaches to be their trainer. They're going to open gyms. So by the time they get to high school and college, they are seasoned. The young lady out at USC, I say USC because my daughter went to school there, Juju, she's practicing right now. She's in the gym right now, spending 4 hours a day, 2 hours in the morning, go home, do what she got to do, and then in the evening, she's getting 2 more hours in plus weight training.
Good.
So it's about building your abilities, and a lot of young athletes, men and women, think, I can play on a basketball court at the playground. But I've seen it 1,000 times. When I say this, as soon as the coach, the ref bounce the ball and throw it up, they freeze.
Yep.
The whistle seems to freeze everybody's skills. They nervous. I've had young ladies that were a bucket that played against Millville, and then when this time the pass comes to them, they pass it up like, why you take the shot? I might miss. So with skills and the fundamentals develops confidence. Right. And I think the thing that separates all those young ladies in the WNBA, NCAA, and all these phenomenal young ladies, they had confidence. Like the young lady sitting next to me, when I watched her play basketball, she had confidence.
Yes.
When the ball came to her, she already knew. The triple threat was just a word for some people, but she already knew, I'm about to attack. Like,
exactly.
As that ball's in the air, that chest pass came, she was already into the motion. When I watched, we played against this young lady, she scored 1,000 points on us. 1,000, not 1,000, that'd be a record. But the day she scored her 1,000th point, we were like, we're gonna make her work for it, and she stood up to the challenge because she was so confident. When that ball came to her at the top of the key, she put that one dribble move on us like she had did it 1,000 times. It was because they put the work in.
Yeah, muscle memory.
Yeah,
Definitely.
exactly.
It definitely takes the extra work.
Yeah, definitely.
The extra work is what sets you apart from other people. Who you are when nobody's watching you is really who you are. Like, the work that you put in outside of the gym when coach not telling you to run is really important. The shots that you put up outside when nobody's looking, if you miss it 1,000 times, but you get back like, oh, no, I got this. I'm going to make this one. Being confident in that. Because basketball is really about your confidence and knowing that whatever I say I'm going to do, I'm really going to do it. So just knowing your confidence is everything.
Good.
And to piggyback off of Sarge, is another thing is I think a lot of to continue to build the Caitlin Clarks and to continue to build the Jujus, I think some of the kids lack, they don't understand or know what it takes to be great.
Yeah.
I think sometimes we don't model that. They don't know how to train or train the proper way.
Correct.
Yeah.
So sometimes they think just going outside and shooting for 10 minutes is quality, but it really isn't.
Exactly.
I seen the best development in myself is when I was in college and I wanted to be better. And I challenged myself to make 1,000 shots a day. It took time out of my day, but I took quality shots. I challenged myself. So I just think that we have to get in the gym with these young women and teach them how to train, show them what that looks like. And again, that builds confidence, but that also builds a work ethic, right? And sometimes we make it a little easier on kids. And I think that just saying pick up the ball and go outside, they might do that, but again, they might not know how to do that and what that looks like. So I just think getting our girls a little more out of our community as well to see these trainings, see these college workouts, because sometimes they think they're giving their best, but they're really not.
Yeah.
And I have to have that with my girls. Now I saw this summer, they'll show up, but are you going to put in the work?
Exactly.
You know, and they think just showing up is the accomplishment. It's showing up and putting in the work.
Yeah.
That is the goal. So we just got to continue to mentor them, motivate them, and show them, you know, and teach them, and put them in, you know, continue to put them in the right hands with good quality people that are in it for the right thing. I've seen a lot of girls basketball turn into like a big money thing, right?
Yeah.
It has to be bigger than that, and especially in our community to continue to develop these girls. We have to want to give them quality work, not just receive, you know what I mean, a profit from it. So yeah, that's my.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said that we have to, parents have to do two things. They have to ensure that they're putting their children in the right programs.
Yeah.
I can't stress this enough that if you're an AU coach or you're college or college is different, it's a business. I'm a college coach, it's a business. There's so much money we spend into it, but before they get to us, when I was a high school coach at Bridgeton, my AD told me, Sarge is not about wins and losses. Because I was stressing, because I was like, man, I done lost the first 7 games, I'm gonna get fired. And we had conversations, and she was like, stop, don't worry. Do what you're doing. Don't worry about the wins and losses. Have I said anything? So I always told the young ladies that play basketball for me throughout the whole, from the AAU programs to the high school programs to the middle school programs to even now at college, the wins and losses goes against the coach. And if the coach is not, what's the word I'm looking for? If the coach doesn't have enough confidence in themselves to withstand those losses, and that's when you find out coaches start cutting corners.
Yeah.
Coaches start allowing the best player not to be the best teammate.
Yeah.
When coaches start allowing people to dictate to them how they should coach. When the fans start telling the coach what they should do and they do it. So I've been overly blessed that I've had 2 great ADs, Miss Cindy Wilkes at Bridgeton High School and the famous JD at Rowan College, and they're like, they just stay out of my way, and they coach just coach these young ladies up on how you've been doing it, you know. And I've been blessed that from being an assistant coach for the boys, I've been blessed as a head coach, and even when I coach football, I was always told, always philosophized that wins and losses are not important to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Building the character of the player off the court is more important to me. That's the one thing I miss about being a high school coach, because as a high school coach, every morning in homeroom, all my players, when I was coaching boys and I was coaching the women, they all came by early in the morning. You got a granola bar? Coach, what's wrong? And I'm going over, hey, I didn't see you the last 2 days. So they don't come see me. I had 22 girls on my team. And if in the morning all 22 girls didn't come by within second period and say, hey coach, then I'm calling their 3rd grade class. She in school today? Same thing with the young men.
Yeah, I like that.
You know, so it was all about character. They were my military background. I always had, there's a certain structure, there's a power structure, you know. So I think that as a parent, one of the things you have to do is, I had open gyms. I've always had open practice. Especially if I'm because I'm a father, I got daughters. If I'm coaching your daughter, I don't want you to feel as though there's something going on in practice that I don't want you to know about.
Yeah.
Even with the boys, I say, hey, sit on the bench, be quiet, we good. If you have a question, you can see what your child was doing in practice.
Yeah.
And you'll know why they didn't. A lot of coaches don't like open gyms because parents are notorious chatterboxes.
Yeah.
You know, and so the other thing I think parents need to do is not every child that picks a basketball up is going to be a Hall of Fame basketball player. And a lot of our parents in the region don't have a good perspective of what a good basketball player is. They think it's because they kid
That's the truth.
can dribble.
Yep.
Oh, they the next one.
Right.
But then they don't allow that child to enjoy it. It's a game.
Exactly.
You know,
Yep.
right now we have 6 young ladies in Cumberland County who should be playing college basketball somewhere that in Cumberland County and also Charlotte scored 1,700 points, and when the game was over, the season was over, I don't want to play no more.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
You know, but these young ladies, I didn't get the chance to meet your parents, but I got to meet her family after every game, and they like just a family was just their love.
Definitely,
There was I never heard your mom or anybody have any criticism about your game.
No, they definitely supported me. My mom very much so. Like she's a great woman. Like she was around basketball for her entire life also. Like she's 6'5". She was like the first D1 prospect before the internet. Like that's real serious. That's my girl. But she really definitely showed me like the game inside, like how it was for a female, and know that it was going to be different because I am a female. So people weren't going to give me the opportunities that I was. So I think the exposure, like to keep the momentum of this, like the exposure for females in this community needs to get better. Like we have to have tournaments where the college coaches come out and talk to these young ladies and getting them the looks, because that's how we're going to get the stigma of girls can ball too out. Like we can really ball. Like girls, definitely with her, I've coached her and I've been around her for a little bit, and she has what it takes, and we need to get that exposure on her so then that she can get the exposure in the community for the younger youth to get them excited to play basketball, because like I said, girls ball too.
Totally
That's what
agree.
I'm for, and getting that stigma out there for real.
Totally. So Delia, how does that make you feel sometimes? Like you're a young protege, phenom, but a lot of times when you're playing basketball, you have to just be mixed in with a bunch of boys. How do you think we can make that better?
We could make more like AAU teams or something for girls, or more summer or camps.
Nice. Cool. So when you go to school and you're around other young ladies, do they get, say, like impressed with your skills? Do they get motivated to say, how can I get involved?
They say that a lot because my friend wants to play with me as well. And like she asks me a lot of questions like, how do you do this and that?
Wow. See, that's cool. So then that puts it on us coaches. How do you think we can better recruit young ladies like yourself to where we can get more girls to come out? What can we do?
More girl AAU teams,
Mm-hmm.
more like girl basketball stuff, and like camps.
Cool. Good. So camps and teams and things that just like she said, like tournaments where we just get young ladies to come out, take away, the fear. Because I think that's one of the big things. Girls, they are afraid to fail. So you get them in there and like Sarge was saying, why didn't you take that shot? And it's like, I was going to miss. So they're more self-conscious sometimes. So again, having those camps to build their confidence up, to let them know, look, it's not rocket science. It's not reinventing the wheel. It's just a sport. You know what I mean? Just like softball, field hockey, different things like that. It's competitive, but again, you just have to put the work in. Yeah.
I think with that, what you saying with the girls being more timid, I think it comes with the stigma of girls when they get in the room, like not having the right opportunities, because like you said, with her, she doesn't have a lot of opportunities to play with other girls.
Yeah.
And they just throw them in with youth boys, and then the boys are somewhat more advanced because, and it's physics, like boys are more stronger and more like catch on to speed faster than girls. But the girls don't have the opportunity to learn the fundamentals because they're so scared because, oh, this boy next to me is way better, I don't know. Like that's how I used to be. I used to be nervous at first, but then I started getting confident in myself because I started understanding it and picking it up. But if I had the right like programs when I was a kid as a youth player where I can have like the girls and girls around me to build me up like I had when I had high school teams, I became a family with them. Like we built relationships. We were around each other every day, all day, and we loved each other. Just in college, the same thing. And it's like, dang, we don't have that in the youth. Like the youth don't know. Like it's steps. It's like levels. It's really levels.
Yep.
You have to change your speed in every level. that's really the difference
Exactly.
to me. So like
Yeah.
just teaching them young, like it becomes a family, and starting at getting at least 5 girls their age and going out and becoming teams, and we could do that in this
Yeah.
community.
That's the truth, yeah, because girls all the time ask, like, how can I get better? Or boys in general, Coach, how can I get better? And I tell them the same thing that Lex just said. Each level, it gets faster, more competitive, but can you maintain your fundamentals at each level? So when you go up, if it's varsity, if you can maintain, they don't move you off your mark. If you can keep your composure, that's when you're advancing. But most kids, once the level get a little bit more competitive, a little bit quicker, now they start losing the ball. Now they're not as confident. From rec to AAU, the difference, you know what I'm saying?
Another
Yeah.
aspect to that is we teach kids to train, right? And then we talked about the quality of training, but then we put kids into games and they don't know how to play. Right?
Exactly.
Basketball is not just physical; it's definitely mental.
Mental, definitely.
You have to be able to retain the information that's given to you and be able to use it. I see a lot of issues with that, right? I feel like us as a community are not putting enough plays and strategic things into the game of basketball.
Exactly,
Like
the
you said,
different
it's
sets.
about
Yes.
wins and losses, and I think a lot of kids are losing. Like I remember when I was growing up, it was always man to man. We play a lot of zone, and I feel like zone is for teams. When we're doing, it's a team sport, but we have to develop these kids,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
To be able to go and play in college, you have to be able to guard the person in front of you. A lot of these kids cannot guard the person in front of them.
Exactly.
Right. I played at the D1 level. The person that was next to me was the best person on their team. Right. They were recruited. They were highly wanted. Right. So the person I was going to go up against was, just as good. Right.
Yep.
And I had to compete in that every day. So I just think that kids, we have to push that a little more, challenge them a little more, make them think a little bit little more. I think us as coaches sometimes also have to take a step back and challenge our kids, right? Ask them why they made that mistake. Ask them why they didn't do this, and listen to the kids, because I think we can learn a lot from them as well. So I just think we have to continue to build the IQ. I think the plays and stuff that we put in have to be a little more challenging, and we have to make the kids get it. We can't just because he scores 20 points every game, everybody's just spread out and give him the ball.
Exactly.
I
Yep.
I played for Coach Steve DePatry, right? I grew up when I was just like the best, right? But he taught me how to be involved in a team, right? Different plays. So when I went to college, that transition was very easy for me because I had a playbook.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
So when they gave me plays, I was able to retain it and use it. My more so thing was the running was a lot for me. It was like being on a track team, but
Yeah.
in high school you don't really do as much running as in college. But that's my challenge for us as a community, is to continue to develop the girls, but also challenge them mentally, because they're going to be challenged on the floor mentally, and you want a kid to go out there and be prepared. Especially for girls, they're self-conscious, like you said. If you prepare them, they'll be more confident. They'll be more. They'll play better, right? And when it gets tough, they'll be able to analyze it and fix it and change it. And I think sometimes we don't do that because, like you said, the best players, we start to let them do this because we want the wins.
Right.
And that's why I am a big fan of Dawn Staley. When she benched Fuwale in this year, my respect for her went up. That child is highly ranked. She has endorsements out. You know what I mean? She can do stuff that boys can't do, right?
Yep.
But she taught her a lesson.
She
continued. She stand on her standard, and she was not going to allow anyone to go below that. And that's what I know. I'm trying to continue to build at my school.
Yep.
And any kid that I come across is going to know that we have to have a standard. We have to come with a certain motivation. We have to come and we have to be accountable and ready to work.
Yeah.
To a high school coach, from a high school coach, I'm gonna tell you that the biggest thing that helped me through those 7 years and to make the transition is I always made rules. I wrote them out in the beginning, like the athletic department. The school board said you must have you can't have an F, you know. But I went to my athletic director and I said, Ms. Wilkes, nah, if they got a D, they can't ride with me. So she said, all right, Sarge, you got to put it in writing. That's why I put it in writing. I made a contract, and when I had captains, I had the captains sign the contract.
Nice.
And that was my weight. That was the weight right there, and it was difficult because my next to last year as a coach at Bridgeton, we had a really killer team, but we had a window where I had to sit the best player down. Like, you're not playing first half. You're not playing. But unfortunately, what I thought was I went to, a JV player and said, hey, you're starting. And because, and this is on me, because I didn't develop that JV player early and often, she wasn't prepared. And one of the things that I've always said to myself that as a leader in the military, I'm never going to put a troop in a situation where they can't be successful.
Exactly.
You know, I'm never going to send somebody on a one-way mission.
Yeah.
And in the same way, and I always tell my girl DR, I put her in a position where, because I was punishing two players because they were arguing and fighting and didn't want to come to practice. So what long term the team learned, if I sit 1,000-point scorer and 10 rebounds, if I sit them before we play Holy Spirit and I pick somebody from the bench to come up, everybody's acceptable to be cut. Everybody's acceptable to be set down.
Yeah.
Right.
When we played Cherokee and we were 16 seed, my starting center, I was like, turn your uniform in. And her family came and sat down. We had like 4 days. And for 3 of those 4 days, I'm going back and forth with this family because their daughter can't play basketball no more because she broke the rules.
Exactly.
And I had young players behind her. She's graduating, but I do have these juniors and freshmen. And then we made it to the playoffs again. I had a freshman that was on that team that had to play in her spot. So I think as coaches, so I develop a new policy. Everybody comes to practice. If you sit on the varsity bench, you get in the game. That's my philosophy from now on. You know, we might have 7 players on varsity, and we might take 2 or 3 JV players and say, you dressing with JV, you dressing with varsity.
Yeah.
Oh, they got to get in the game. If it's just for 1 minute. And what that does, that keeps everybody engaged.
Yeah.
That's everybody's on the edge of their seat. Think about this. You come in for 30 seconds. In the end of the half, first half, 30 seconds, because the point guard picked up the third foul. I need to put somebody in. You got your warm-ups on, your sweats on. I need you to get in. But she need to think that at any moment, coach going to say, I need you to come in for a jump shot. And we had the situation happen, and the girl, the young lady walks by me, she's like, it's 20 seconds left. I was like, yes. Yo, run. I did this. All it was a screen isolation for her to take a 3. She had 1 3 all year long. It was 6 seconds left in the game. And every time I see this young lady, she works in the mall. She's like, I love you, coach. I said, be ready. But they can't be ready if they don't believe they're going to be in the game.
Right.
Exactly.
So I tell this, and at the college level, my other coaches, I go to games, I see their box score 7 deep. And I watch college basketball, I say, oh, he only goes 7 deep.
Yeah.
If you play for Rowan College, the Cumberland, and you come to practice, you playing. It might be a minute, you get in the game.
Next man up. That's okay.
And it is. I'll be like, yo, have a seat real quick. Yo, give me a minute.
Yeah.
Give me a minute. You know, you might not be the best player, but because in order for you to become the best player, you had to have some really good role players that you practiced against.
Exactly.
You had to have that one defender.
That's key.
That was in you
That
that
was
made
always,
you better.
yeah.
That's key.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So when we have a young lady like this that plays on the team, and she the one benefit she's getting from having to play with boys, she's going to get used to that speed.
Yeah.
You know, and that was the thing that made y'all different when y'all had to play in programs and like VBA, where it was like 2 girls in the whole VBA program. You know, 1 girl at the basketball court.
Right. I was like the only girl.
Yeah, but guess what? You had to step up to match that speed. So I know it's such a headache for her, and it's not like she's losing that camaraderie. that she's going to get. That's why I recommend she play with an AU program that has a young feeder program that the parents are all lined up on the bench, like her mom is already doing. That. But that'll help her out. But also, because she's playing against boys and with boys, she's earning their respect.
Yes, that's another thing.
And I love when we go to the park, and I do this all the time. And I'm 56 years old, and I still put my knee pads on and go to the park. And I say to a young lady, I say, yo, come on, let's run. And we run ball because I'll be talking to the whole time, coaching. All right, go, cut, move, cut, you know. And so we teach that early on at the college. At the end of the day, we scrimmage. I'll be lacing them up. They're like, Coach, you too old. I'm like, I gotta get a run in.
Exactly.
But I want to talk. I want them to see the fundamentals of what we do as talking. So I think as a high school coach, as an AAU program, I think we need more women coaching at all our levels.
We do.
You know,
we definitely do.
I kindly give my seat up. I've been trying to get her. Come get on my staff.
I'm coming. I'm telling you, I'm coming.
You know,
I'm coming for real.
You know, I'm sitting in the seat that she held. You know, I think there's more women should be coaching. Period.
Yeah,
because they have the empathy.
Yes, we know.
To relate to players. Some of there's some very successful women coaches in the men's programs across the country, football programs, basketball, baseball, because. But I think us as men, we sometimes forget about the person.
Yeah,
and we think about the player.
Yeah.
You know, and I think the reason why you ladies rose to the occasion, you had a really good coach.
Yes.
And he was good. You guys loved him because he made y'all feel comfortable. You have an affinity with Steve so much. You came back and wanted to be on his staff because he empowered you. He allowed you to make mistakes.
Right.
You know, so that's why if we could do anything, we could find more coaches. Every time I go to town, I said, parents, I need to volunteer. We need more women coaching.
Yes,
we need more women coaching, and not to be spite men or anything. We dominated this thing for so long, as long as Nate Smith had created this sport.
Yeah,
I think we need more women coaching at the WNBA level. If they're not having women coaching in the NBA, then there should be no male coaches in WNBA. If we're going to do it like that, give them the opportunity of employment.
Yeah.
And then when we give the WNBA coaches as women, we open up a door for women to go up through the pipeline.
Yeah.
Right.
So when one of those women leave, another woman step in.
Yeah.
You know, they open the door for her one day when she like, you know what? She gonna take my spot. Come back, take this spot again.
You coming back?
You know, I'm getting old, so I'm looking for the person to come on my staff that's gonna take my place. You know, I retire in a few years. You may not be able to see it, but it's a lot of gray. I want to be a professional grandfather, but I said it all the time. I told my AD, I said I want to change seats. I want to hold a clipboard. I got some plays in my head, but I want a young lady to come take this, and one other young ladies, I want her to see a boss, a woman being a boss, running, making these decisions.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, so that's one of the things that we do. I keep saying we do in the county, is we trying to get more young ladies involved, but we also need older ladies involved.
Yeah.
We need moms to come. We need fundraising. You know, we can have more programs for young ladies like this to play basketball if we get more programs that say it's free.
Right.
Yeah.
It's free.
Definitely.
You know, when we run the AAU program that I was a part of, Hurricane Pride, all we did is charge the young ladies the cost of the uniforms. And PAL and other sponsors pay for the tournaments and everything else. We don't want them paying for the tournaments. The tournaments is astronomical, and then your parents have to drive.
They are.
Overnight. We
Definitely
going
be
out,
an
we
AAU
going
coach.
out, you know. So I got out of the AAU racket. I call it a racket. I got out of the AAU racket because it became too expensive.
Yeah.
Because we had really good players, and we wanted to get out of the area. We wanted to go travel, but I was like, man, they can't afford it, and I felt so bad that I was like, babe, we're gonna pay for this girl. We're gonna pay for her.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely, man.
Definitely, that is how it is out here now. I see that totally. We try to get funding. Like I came up with a whole sponsor form and everything. Try to get sponsors so that the girls wouldn't have to pay anything, and we still couldn't find sponsors. And the AAU
I
tournament.
got an amazing sponsor for you. it's gonna blow all y'all minds away. 1 hour you can make $2,000.
Okay,
Wow.
definitely.
Right.
Yeah. No. Look, wait. Okay. Look.
And,
My team need that.
I use
Yeah.
I
We
use
definitely
it. I
need
use
that.
the fundraiser for my basketball program at the college. We raised almost $3,000 for 1 hour worth of work. I use it at the high school at my ROTC program. I'm a teacher. Another $2,000. It's amazing. I don't have the authorization to say who they are on it, but yo.
Oh, we
Yeah,
gonna have
make
nice
it sound- yeah.
basketball. It's gonna be
I'm telling
good
you,
this
yeah.
year.
Yeah.
We do this, it'll be perfect, but it takes it takes the village. And
Definitely.
we became friends over basketball.
Yep.
You know,
Definitely.
People connected us. Hey, you need to contact this brother,
Yeah.
and that's how we became friends.
Exactly.
And we became friends. I watched these young ladies grow up. Well, she was already grown by the time I got here. All I heard about was a Sacred Heart hero.
No,
you
for
know,
real.
Dominant. You know,
Following her footsteps.
yeah, I was,
Yeah.
and Patrick's my neighbor. I was at his house the other day. He was like, "Yeah, I remember this is our championship right here." So he's still relishing in that thing. You know, he sent me a message a few minutes ago. Can I call in? You know, but he's also my
Hey,
mentor.
buddy, look.
Yeah.
You know, so when I got to Bridgeton, I joined Steve's AAU program. But I
Nice.
had to drive 2 young ladies all the way to Wildwood twice a week.
Right.
Mm.
I was like, "Yo, dude, how you do this?" He my neighbor. He go every day.
Wow.
So then we decided to start a program in Bridgeton, and you guys had one in Millville, and Vineland had one.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, we just need to keep bringing this thing together.
Yeah.
Which is getting
Yeah.
closer. The boys, y'all do it all the time.
Yep.
Y'all had tournaments for boys all the time.
Yep,
I was,
sure do.
I was just down at one in Bridgeton. We was there. I gave away t-shirts.
Yeah. Yep.
Boys everywhere.
Yep.
Right.
3 girls out there.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
3 girls. And
Yep.
they were Hurricane Pride girls.
Yeah.
They're Hurricane Pride
Mhm.
girls. But that's what if I can do it, our open gym is free. Coach has open gym, is free. If we can go Monday at Vineland and Thursday at Cumberland County College. I say Cumberland County College. Rowan College.
Come on, County College.
Right.
I apologize. It's Rowan College, but it's Cumberland. It's Cumberland. But we need to have more basketball for these young ladies to have an opportunity just to make mistakes early.
Yeah.
We need more opportunities for them. So if there's any sponsors listening and you want to call in and say, hey, I'll pay for uniforms, I'll pay for whatever. We just need some place where we can rent in the wintertime where they can play basketball.
Right.
Exactly.
Definitely that.
You know, unfortunately for us right now, they can go to the Arm Center on Thursdays during basketball season, but now it's basketball season for us. You can't come to the college, but we got to find and we got to share. Every time you do something, I post it.
Yeah.
I
Yes,
share it.
I definitely share it
Networking.
too.
Yeah.
My mom in
Networking is
Alabama
important.
Mhm.
Yes, right.
You know,
Definitely.
when Saccone, who used to be the coach at ACIT, when she hold her things out that way, I post it. I want everybody to know. Anytime any women are doing anything, I post it. I'm a girl dad, you know, I post it. If she doing something, if I could be there, I can't wait to come this summer, this season, and have her sit in the stands and take away a couple of her practices.
Nice.
So she can do some things and show her some stuff, show her girls some stuff, and run them crazy. And she can be like, see, I told y'all.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, that's definitely
That's what it's all
cool.
about.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
what
an
it's all
advocate.
That's good.
Yeah, starting this upcoming Monday up into November, second week in November, Vineland High School is going to be partner with VBA, and we're going to be doing free girls basketball clinics from 5:30 to 7:30.
Nice.
The link for that
Yes.
should be coming out hopefully sometime tonight or tomorrow, just to keep girls going. Like you
Yeah.
said, we need the clinics, we need some stuff that are free. I was just talking to the VBA, because I am the Vineland coach, so I'm a little more connected there right now. But I think about the girls that get cut. Right? It's just like Michael Jordan, right? He didn't make teams, but guess what? He got better and he developed, and then he made teams. But he had opportunities to do that, right? We have to continue to develop the girls that can't make the teams now.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
So I think that's
for that.
important. Like my middle school team, they have tryouts, and we take 12 to 15 girls. What are we doing with the rest of the girls that tried out? We have to continue to develop them. So I don't know if we, as a community, for the girls that are not making these travel teams, make a in-house team.
Exactly.
Or I know that
That's kind of what I do. You know, like I take basically, I know, like what you just said, I know that already. So I was taking that into accountability. I always have tryouts for girls on my AU team with no skills. Like I want to build players up and be a player developer. Like I don't want to do this for myself. I want to do this because I want to give back to the community that gave so much to me. And I always stand for that, and I always go hard for my girls, like changing their mindset on things. Like you said, teaching them that if you make a mistake, what's next? Like I always ask them, what's next? Like what you was trying to do? Like you throw it to her, talk to her, and tell her what you was trying to do, so that y'all could communicate and connect.
Exactly.
So like I try to teach them that, and my girls could tell you now, like they started, some of them didn't know how to dribble a ball, but now they could dribble the ball. I'm telling you, left, right, up, let's go. Like they doing the little basics drills. Like I come up with funny drills, like teaching them. Like I say left, right, up, like because that's what I be like, left, right, up, let's go. Left, right, up, let's go. Like we'll walk down the court. We won't even have a basketball. Like I'm teaching them straight fundamentals. Like with those girls, that's that footwork. You gotta get. That's me. Like I'm fundamentals all the way. Like my coach will tell you.
It's crazy that I got college players who don't have footwork.
Right, and that's important.
Yeah.
You know, or just basic. You know, we got passing drills we do. I ain't never done this. I'm like, how?
Right.
This is like,
yes.
This is 6th grade.
Yeah.
You know, I taught 6th graders how to do this.
Right.
But again, a lot of coaches get into positions by default.
Yeah.
I think coaches need to be held accountable for
Definitely.
developing their players. These two young ladies can tell you their coaches developed them.
And if they didn't, they found me the right person.
Point you in the right direction.
Definitely.
Exactly.
And we also worked on their mental game.
Yes,
through
mental health.
adversity. And basketball.
That goes for the parents too.
Yeah.
Help with that.
Yeah.
Conversations at home.
Yeah. Exactly.
They do need to do that.
I was the worst coach for my children because that ride home, you know. And
Tara knew one.
so when my daughter played high school, I didn't want to be her high school coach because I was so hard on her in elementary school. I was so hard on it, but it was successful because I'd be like, run this drill, and I'll get in her face, and the other players would be like, coach. You know, my assistant coach was like, you really hard on her. I'm like, I know my daughter. You know, I know my daughter.
Yeah.
The next day she would do the drill, but when she got to high school's a different dynamic for young ladies.
It is.
You know,
It changes you.
basketball has to become that refuge.
Yes.
Because there's so many dynamics in the building that these young ladies are dealing with. It was in elementary school too, but I'm not an elementary school teacher, so I don't see it.
Yeah.
But at the high school level, I just see so many young players destroyed because they had something going on and the coach had no empathy.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
You know, and a lot of these young coaches, a lot of these old coaches, they think they're football coaches. Well, if you can't handle it, you can leave. And I didn't know you can't do reverse psychology with women.
Yeah.
No.
Well, if you can't handle it, you can leave. Okay.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
But, you know, so I learned that we have to be careful with that. So at this age, like her mom and dad, they got to make this a game. It's got to be fun. You know, like she said, she has workouts that are fun. At the high school and college level, we have food. We have pretzels and stuff, you know. It's got to be fun. So if she gets to a point where by the time she gets to college, she's like, this is a job.
Yeah.
This got to be fun. This got to be a passion for her.
That's the truth.
I think to continue to keep that, I think kids don't play outside of their teams, and they don't play. So for me, growing up, I was dedicated, right? I wanted everything. I wanted all of them. You know what I mean? But I always still went back to my roots. Like I still went to City Park and played the hoops, and I got to do what I wanted to do, right? And play free and have fun and hang out with the guys that I grew up with, right? I think that kids need to get out and play a little more. Play a little more free.
Exactly.
And then when you're in practice, take it serious and take what your coach is saying to you. So I think
the coach.
Respect
coaches. Yeah, absolutely. They always say, right, if your coach ain't talking to you or they really invested in you, right, So don't get upset when your coach is calling you out. They want the best for you.
Exactly.
I see a lot of that today, where kids get so down on themselves when if your coach is not talking to you, are they really invested in you? Are they really helping you grow? If they're not holding you accountable, because after basketball, life happens.
Yep.
And you have to be a part of society. And it's going to either teach you the hard way, or you can, learn at a young age how to adapt, right? And to be able to be a part. So, like I said, if we don't help these kids navigate them emotions, we see it every day. They're going down the wrong path.
Exactly.
And they're taking out their emotions in the wrong way.
Yeah.
And so we just got to continue to teach them. Yes, it's hard now, but it's going to be better days.
Yeah.
And write down your emotions. You don't have to use your hands or weapons or anything to get them emotions out. So again, when your coaches are on you, don't think that it's personal. They just want the best for you. When your parents are hard on you, they just want the best for you. Take what they're saying to you. Sometimes the tone might not be the best, right? We all have been there. Yeah. But they're trying to teach you life lessons, or teach you, help you learn from their mistakes.
Exactly.
I know growing up, my mom would be so hard on me, but now I look back and I'm like, man, she pushed me to be the best person I am today.
Yeah.
Right.
So shout out to my mom too.
Yeah, you better shout that girl out. Cool. No, I definitely would agree with Ash with that. Like, teaching us, like me, like I just got out of college and the transition has been rough. Like, I got into a lot of things that I shouldn't have because I didn't have these outlets and people that I could talk to outside of basketball. And to hear Ash to say that is really like important to me, because it's like when I came back home, it was like I was so moving fast paced, like everywhere. Like, I had to learn life lessons, and I think basketball taught me those life lessons. Like, it go hand in hand. Life and basketball go hand in hand for me. So when I looked at it like that, it was like, oh, this is another chapter in my book. I got this. I'm gonna keep going. Like, I come around these type of people, powerful people, and I see like it's so many opportunities that I do have, and I'm grateful for that. And I start seeing that, and I'm working to these, and like I'm like telling Sarge I'm coming, because I got to get there right with me, because I feel like you can't let whatever your situation is bleed out on your people. Yeah. So a lot of coaches do that, and they don't know that, because you could tell a coach is going through something when you go to practice, because like you say, you had those relationships and everything with them. So teaching the kids how to like really deal with that, because life really does hit, and everybody's story is different, and you always got to have that empathy for everybody. So
agree. So Delia, leave the people with a short positive message to inspire them out there.
What do you love about basketball?
It could be anything. Yeah.
I like that my coaches could teach me new things, so I can learn new things and work on it.
Awesome.
Why do you play?
I play because when I was 3 years old, my dad took me outside and we started playing basketball.
Wow.
Right there.
See, that's good.
That's love.
That's love.
And then that's all it takes.
Exactly.
That's all it takes. That foundation right there.
So y'all hear that, people? This has been the Catching Up with Coach show, talking about the growth of girls and women's basketball, and how we can continue to inspire young ladies like Delia that's coming up behind Ashley, behind Alexis, and, Sarge doing his work at the college level now. And let's just continue to build them up, create programs, teams, and clinics to build the confidence of our young lady ballers, so they can have opportunities for scholarships to go out and coach themselves, play on the collegiate level, play on the pro level, and just continue to take advantage of the opportunities afforded them. I want y'all to know that love is the most powerful force in the world. Love helps you conquer a whole bunch of things, insecurity, hate, everything can be conquered with love. Again, it's powerful. But you have to love yourself. We all love you up here. God loves you. That's the most important love. But you have to be able to look in the mirror and love yourself with conviction. Then you can accept love from other people. So again, like I said in the opening of the show, it's strength in numbers, it's strength in unity. Let's continue to pray for one another, lift one another up. Let's not judge each other. If you see we need a little bit of critiquing, let's just iron sharpens iron. That's how we get, better. A lot of times constructive criticism is hard to take, but understand that it's going to make you better. It's going to lift you up. It's going to sharpen your tools and make you better so then you can help somebody else. Because once you become an asset and you take care of you first, then you can go out. Like Lex said, there's some things that she want to get together, and then once she feels though she's ready, then she can take advantage of other opportunities, and that's what it's all about. But you got to be inspired by young ladies like Delia here, a young all-star. Like she said, she was introduced to the sport of basketball by just going outside at 3 years old, shooting basketball with her dad. And then, unfortunately, her dad passed, and she wears the number 3 in remembrance of her dad. And that's the things that a lot of our players are going through, that we as coaches have to show that empathy, because we want them to grind and we want them to get better, but they're dealing with real life situations. So the best way we could continue to produce all-stars like this panel is through starting with young ladies like Delia. And then once we continue to pour into them, they'll become coaches and leaders themselves. So again, people, lead with love, and you won't be wrong for that. So again, be inspired, live with hope. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. Don't just look at your situation and say, man, I need to just throw in the towel. Just keep that hope and just find your inspiration, find your reason for living, and you'll be better for it. So we'll see you next time, and thank you for your viewership, and continue to support us all here as we continue to support you.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.